guys, it's Manushri. Welcome back for another month. This month's theme was actually so different from what I normally do, and I know I say that every single time, but believe me on this one, it is different. Normally I see one thing and then I always repeat that one thing, but this time I saw a bunch of other things. I saw an aesthetic, okay? I saw an aesthetic and I was like, we're gonna copy that aesthetic. So I guess you can say it's like Mean Girls. I also took a lot of inspiration from Sabrina Carpenter's Emails I Can't Send album, like the whole letters and like the hearts. I also took a lot of inspiration from Arctic Monkeys, specifically the song Arabella. There's this one line about like Mexican Coke and I added that in. I really like that. Obviously Mean Girls with the font. I felt like the vibe was just screaming February with a lot of red. So I'm not sure if anyone noticed. You know what, you'll probably notice towards the end, but this bullet journal like setup for February turned out so much better than January, and I think I know why. It's because right now I just have so much more free time on my hands. Like, I'm done applying to all my colleges, so now I'm just like hearing back from all of them, and I'm not even gonna lie, like every time I hear back from a school, my motivation just like plummets even further, and I just don't know what to do anymore. And like obviously with all this free time, I have time to like focus on all my hobbies and stuff, like the things I would do before, you know, college and everything started taking over my mind. But the thing is, I have way too many hobbies to still even have enough time to do all of them, so I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I'm just spending so much more time just bullet journaling and like making more ideas for YouTube. I feel like I'm a creative, and in order to like stay sane, I need to be creating creative stuff, so that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, like my motivation has just been like out the door. Like, I do not know where it went, because junior year me, here's the thing, right? Junior year, I would be so locked in. Like, this time last year, I was focusing on my extracurriculars. Like, homework, it wasn't so important to me. Like, the second I get home, like, I'd get it over with so that I could focus on my ECs and dance and like all the other stuff. But before that, like sophomore year and freshman year, like homework would be the main event, right? The second I got home, like homework would take up a lot of time. But junior year, I kind of figured out a way to just like get it out of the way so I could have time to do everything else. But now, like, homework doesn't even take me that long because I figured out how to get it over with so quick junior year. So all this extra time and I don't know what to do with it. Like, I just practice dance and I bullet journal and I make YouTube videos. Like, what is going on with my time now? I'm not complaining because I love it, but I also feel like I need to be doing something like productive at the same time. So I have no idea, but that's just how I've been feeling recently. If you've watched my other 2 videos on bullet journaling in 2025 so far, you'll know that a big part for me this year was I really wanted to change it up, and I really wanted this to be like my go-to book. Like, every time I have to write something down or I have to keep track of something, like, this is the book that I want to go to, right? Like, I want it to be my everything book. So because of that, I added a dance log, and I think this is actually going to be really useful, and I'll probably do this a lot more in my future like monthly setups, because I really like keeping track and being consistent with stuff, and I feel like this is just going to motivate me to be more consistent. Yeah, and I added like the cute Mean Girls font at the top too. I don't know why, but when I first started this setup and I chose that font, I thought it would be so hard to do because every single letter is different and I have to like think of a new font for every single letter, but it really wasn't that hard. I don't know why I thought it would be hard, because of this font, I didn't have to center any of the letters, so like it could be off center, but it looks good at the same time because it's like so scrapbooky, and I kind of BS my way through half the fonts anyways, so it wasn't even that bad. I took inspiration from the Emails I Can't Send thing, like a letter to my future self, and I can't open it until like a year or until I'm done with this, you know, bullet journal. I thought that was really cute, but it was not my idea. It was from ChatGPT, so thank you for that. Recently, I've been relying on chat for a lot of things that I should probably not be relying on it for. So we need to fix that. I also need more music recommendations, like artists to listen to. Recently, I feel like I haven't been listening to that much Taylor Swift, and I want to start listening to her a little bit more. I think it's crazy how like I was listening to her for like 3 or 4 years straight ever since COVID, and then all of a sudden ever since I went to her tour. It was an amazing experience. I'm not saying anything about that. Like it was genuinely one of the best things I've ever experienced, but ever since then, I don't know why I have not been listening to her music that much. I go through waves with her. I've been listening to a lot of Sabrina Carpenter, a lot of Arctic Monkeys. I get so sad during the winter, and I notice that every single winter there's one artist that I constantly listen to, and artist, band, you get it, Arctic Monkeys. But then by the time it's summer, it's Leve and Olivia Rodrigo. Oh, by the way, I really like Olivia Rodrigo's angsty songs. Like those are my favorite types of songs to listen to by her. Like they're just on a different tier, you know? I love her sad songs too. I can't really relate to them as much. Her angsty songs are so good. Another really big thing that I wanted to do for February and just 2025 in general was experiment a lot with my bullet journal. And I think last setup for January, I said that I hated the way that every single calendar spread that I do always looks identical, because it's always the same calendar with the same like layout. And I changed that this month, if you didn't notice. For the calendar spread, I would normally do a whole separate page for that, but this time I just put it on the other side of the cover page instead of putting a quote there. That was partially also because I couldn't think of a good quote. Like, do I get it? Okay, so I tried looking at the lyrics from the Emails I Can't Send album, but all of them were so sad, and I like did not want to add that because it's just really sad. So I tried looking at Mean Girls, but I don't know, it just didn't really work out. So I just kept a calendar there, and I think it worked out experimentation wise. So that's good. I know my art teacher would be really proud of me for that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this. Bye. Cue that you're an intellectual. Because you're an intellectual.